All right, Brandon, I wanted to make one more video for you because Coach and I noticed that you had a hard time consistently timing up the pitcher, and as a result, late on pitches, and it was just difficult for you to consistently repeat the same movement. And one of the reasons that's the case is because you have a lot of movement with your hands. Okay, and so the more movement you have with something, the more difficult it is to reproduce that movement on a pitch to pitch basis against different types of pitchers. And so the first thing I want to point you to is the stance positions here with you and Vernon Wells. And I want you to take note of where Vernon Wells' hands start. You see right here, they start at the top of the hitting zone, and they're even with the back shoulder. Now with you, your hands start way above the hitting zone, and they start behind the back shoulder. Okay, so you're going to have to make extra moves to get your hands into the right hitting position just by starting in that position, all right? Now, if you look at Vernon Wells on the left, you're going to see him here in his stance, and we're going to take him to his negative move. And there's his negative move right there. And you'll notice that his hands have moved very little. They kind of went down just a little bit, but he hasn't loaded them yet. He's just getting ready to load them. Okay? Now, if we watch you and get you to your negative move, you see your hands go back there. And now you're in your negative move right there, and your hands go all the way down to here. And if you look, there's just a lot of movement with your hands from here to here to here, whereas with Vernon Wells in his negative move, there's very little movement. So it's easier for him to reproduce that, right? Now let's watch Vernon Wells in his positive move. He's going to take his stride forward, and all he's going to do is load this elbow back to get his hands closer to his body. So he gets the foot down, and he's in a good hitting position. And if you notice, his hands didn't move a ton. Now with you, as you take your stride forward, right here, now your hands are going to go further away from your body right there. And so if you look, there's a ton of extra movement with your hands, and as a result, it's hard to reproduce that consistently based on the pitcher's rhythms. And then we talked about this last week, how far away your bat is from your body. It's going to be difficult for you to get your hands quicker to the zone and for you to rotate your hips. So you might be wondering, well, Coach, what are you suggesting? Well, I'm suggesting to you to quiet your hands a little bit. Maybe try what Vernon Wells is doing. Start your hands in this position and challenge yourself to move them less. Okay? Watch Vernon Wells here. Starts him in the top of the hitting zone close to his back shoulder, and all he's got to do is load that elbow back to get to a good hitting position. So maybe you start your hands right here, and then all you got to do is pull them back. Now let me show you another view of this. We're going to show you the target view. Pull up Vernon Wells so you can see him from behind the catcher, and you're really going to see how he loads this elbow. So you'll see here he's in his stance position. We'll mark his hands. We'll mark his elbow. And here he's going to get into his negative move right there, so he's ready to stride. And now watch, as he takes his front foot forward, he's just going to draw this elbow a little bit closer to his body right there. And so now he's in a really good hitting position so that he can clear the hips and make sure the hands and hips work together. So less movement with your hands might help you be able to do more and be more consistent.